missed any of the action earlier today from the opening round, you aren't going to miss a thing because we've got all the highlights from the first round and all of the rest, the final eliminations from Infineon Raceway in Sonoma, California. ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports, presents exclusive coverage of the $50 million NHRA Powerade Drag Racing Series. Today from Infineon Raceway in Sonoma, California, final eliminations of the 16th running of the Fram Autolite Nationals. Hello again, everybody. Marty Reed along with Mike Dunn, Bill Stevens, Dave Reef, Parker Johnstone, our entire ESPN2 crew. We're so glad you're with us. Let's get you caught up on exactly what has happened so far in the race day as we get ready to go into Top Fuel and take you back to round number one. First up, it was David Baca and Doug Herbert, and it was Baca getting the better of this one. As you can see, Herbert explodes the board, and Baca goes 4.80 seconds at 304 miles an hour. You're on board with Tony Schumacher. He got a solo run after Chris Karamazidis was not able to answer the call. He went 5.64 after smoking the tires. Rhonda Hartman-Smith dumped Corey McLenathan for her title sponsors race. She runs a 4.82 at 2.54. Then it was Darrell Russell and Paul Romine. And Darrell Russell, the Hockley, Texas native, took a 4.64, 3.15 over a 4.72 at 3.09. Then it was Kenny Bernstein and David Grumning. And KB in the left lane goes 4.62 seconds, 319 miles an hour. Scott Wise then took care of business over Don Lampus. And Wise ran 4.86 seconds at 259 miles an hour. That would bring us to the points leader. Larry Dixon up against John Smith. And Larry lays down 4.60 seconds, 322 miles an hour. This one never in doubt. Then Mike Strasberg took a hit at the tree, came up red. Doug Kalitta, 4.66 seconds, 316 miles an hour. Take a look now at the Top Fuel ladder. Arrow indicates it'll be Doug Kalitta, Kenny Bernstein with the lane choice on the left side, Larry Dixon, and Rhonda Hartman-Smith over on the right. What about funny car? Well, let's show you what happened with Dean Scusa. He's in the Meatloaf machine this week, and Meatloaf was kind of happy because he ran a 4.96, 3.01, 5.04 for Ron Capps, and there is Meat digging it all. Cruz Pedregon, he's been hot lately, and he runs a 5.01 at 2.98. Johnny Gray, never a player in this one. Then John Force, Dale Creasy. Creasy gave Force all he could handle, but John wins it with a 4.95 at 2.98. Then Dale Worsham and Frank Pedregon. And watch what happens to Frank. The car explodes, singeing his eyebrows and his eyelashes and giving him some minor burns around his eyes, but that was it. It could have been an awfully lot worse.
Well, you're right, Marty. It definitely could have been worse. We saw Frank just basically get the thing out of the groove and put a cylinder out. He had the back pedal, which means he got out of the throttle and got back in it. Then it put another cylinder out as it was spinning the tires. That just mixed that motor up tremendously. Then basically either drops the valve or blows the rod and ignites that fuel that's in that manifold and launches the supercharger and, in this case, the body sky high into the air. At that point, Frank's hanging on. The chutes are automatically deployed when the body came off because they're connected to the body. And then Frank does everything he can to get that thing stopped, and he does a great job.
Whit Bazemore did take the win in a 5.32, but take a look at the destruction. I'm sorry, it was Dale Worsham taking the win. Get to Whit Bazemore in just a matter of seconds. And there is what's left of the car. Next up was the biggest surprise of first round. Keith Jackson hadn't qualified for a race since 1998. And he goes out and takes out the points leader. And John Medlin can't believe it as Tony Pedregon loses a 5.01 to a 5.43. Now let's talk about Whit Bazemore. Arnie Carp left before the light ever got activated. Whit wins it in a 4.92. Then Gary Scelzi follows by taking care of Scotty Cannon with a 4.89. That would be Lowy Lab's time of the first round. And then we finish it off with Tommy Johnson Jr. and Tim Wilkerson. Tim never a factor. TJ a 5.03 at 286 miles an hour. So take a look at the ladder and you can see who's got the lane choice. It'll be John Force and Gary Scelzi over Whit Bazemore. More on that in a moment. Only three are in the hunt for the Pro Stock Championship. Greg Anderson, Kurt Johnson, and Warren Johnson. Anderson may have the points lead, but he knows KJ and the professor are breathing down his neck. But they both know, with 9 races left, that time is running out for them to catch him. And when you take a look at the ladder, look at that third matchup. That's right, the family Johnson squares off in round number 1, so somebody is going to give up some ground to Greg Anderson. And you can see Jake Coughlin over the number 2 qualifier and the other lane choices with the arrows indicated. Now let's talk a little bit about the cost of running Pro Stock, Mike.
Well, Marty, let's talk about the per run cost, and that just includes the parts only. You're talking about $2,500 a run. Then when you add in all the other ingredients, basically your crew salaries, the travel expenses, insurances, and so forth, normally it's about $1.5 to $2 million budget to run a competitive Pro Stock team for 1 year.
And as we get ready for Gene Wilson and Ron Krischer, a good question is always, where did the money come from?
Boy, that's come from sponsors or some rich guy that wants to put enough money in there to run for a full season.
Krischer, of course, did not qualify last time out at Seattle, and Gene Wilson trying to pick up a rare round victory. And he's going to do it. 6.84 seconds, 202 miles an hour. Krischer bows out with a 6.95 at 2:01. Now, if you saw earlier on the highlights, boy, Frank Pedregon had a huge explosion. Let's get an update from Parker.
Yes, he did, Marty, and you're looking at the remains of that catastrophic engine explosion. The damage to the bodywork, we estimate about $35,000, but it's much more than that, because as you look at these damaged parts, you have to consider that with that explosion, that engine is a complete write-off. Crank, block, head, supercharger, intake manifold. So you take the $35,000 worth of body damage, add $55,000, you're up to $90,000. But it's been a rough couple of weeks for this team, because remember, just 2 weeks ago at Denver, they had a supercharger explode. It also damaged the bodywork. The estimate there, $20,000 to $25,000. You add this all up, you're looking at $110,000 to $125,000 conservatively for the last few weeks of racing. I tell you, the sport is not for the weak of heart or weak of pocketbook, Marty.
Ouch. Thanks, Parker. As we get back to the starting line, young 20-year-old Dave Conley going to go up against the old wily veteran, 53-year-old Bruce Allen. Allen's been on a roller coaster. He has had feast or famine. It's either been very good at times, and also at other times it's been abysmal. First off the line and first to the stripe. 6.83 seconds, 202 miles an hour. Bruce ran a 6.84 at 2:02. And immediately you can see that they're already starting the next set of cars as we get ready for Larry Morgan and Alan Johnson, a couple of the Mopar cars. Morgan in the neon closest to you right there, and the Dodge Stratus of Alan Johnson.
Marty, we've been talking about lane choice, and all the fuel cars except for Kenny Bernstein chose the right-hand lane. And Kenny Bernstein ran a 462 in that right-hand lane. So that tells me the lanes are very, very equal. But now in Pro Stock, we're seeing the cars that do have lane choice so far have all chosen the left lane. And that first pair, Ron Krischer, who was in the right lane and lost, got very, very loose. So maybe the Pro Stock see something in that left lane that they like.
Last year, Larry Morgan won his last event since then here at Infineon. He beat Greg Anderson by 2/10,000th of a second. It was the closest margin all year long. He hasn't been back to the winner's circle since, but he was in the finals last time out at Seattle. Big boost for that team. Just as last time, Alan Johnson, a 681. He gets a little revenge because Larry Morgan got him last time. 681 to a 682 as we go to the far end.
Well, we talk about this new generation of Pro Stock racer coming in, and here's a great example of it. Dave Conley, a former standout sportsman racer, now in Pro Stock, and just took out Bruce Allen in a very impressive way.
Yeah, Bruce Allen's a tough guy to beat. glad we can go to the next round. I just got to thank everybody at the Baltimore Sports team. John, Tommy Utt, Jeff Taylor, and Brad, all them guys. They did an awesome job. And hopefully we can go some more rounds.
I think the class has a new baby-faced assassin here.
The older we get, the younger they look. Mark Wisnett and Scott Jeffreyon next up at the starting line. Wisnett, first time he's made a field in his last 6 efforts. This team has been struggling. And maybe they have turned a corner. For Jeffreyon, he's a runner-up here back in 1994. But 1 year ago, he did not qualify here when he was running the Mustang. Of course, all that has changed with the new addition Ford.
You know, and Scott Jeffreyon with that Bob Pennella horsepower, kind of a local hometown track for them. Pennella up here in Northern California building them engines, and boy, they make some very, very good horsepower. Hopefully they can get that thing hooked up. It seems to be their problem. It's just a matter of getting that thing hooked up and making the perfect run, because they do have the horsepower.
Red light for Wisnett. And a 687. Oh, Wisnett's going to be kicking himself. He ran a 683, had him covered. His 3rd whole shot loss. We've got to take a break. We've narrowed the top fuel field to 4 cars here at the Fram Auto Light Nationals. One of them is that man right there, Kenny Bernstein. And as we get ready for this top fuel semifinal, who will it be that will be advancing on to the final round? Will it be David Baca making it to his first ever final? Or Budweiser King? How about Larry Dixon going again and Rhonda Hartman Smith at her sponsor's title event? Well, first up, David Baca will try to take the American Racing Wheel top fueler and dump Kenny Bernstein royally on the trailer.
Well, I'll tell you, David Baca's really excited to be here. We can tell in his interviews. But I'll tell you what, Kenny Bernstein's also very excited to be here. And that car's been running very good, very, very consistently. It's just that I don't think if, you know, Kenny wins, you're probably not going to see him breakdancing at the other end of the track like you will David if he gets by this round.
Well, let's check on the weather conditions for Parker.
Well, Marty, we haven't seen a big change since first round, but the track temp has gone up. It's 121 degrees, just about 80 degrees outside, but the density altitude has gone up to 1,837 feet, and all these fuel teams are spinning their blowers now compared to earlier in the day, just a little faster.
All right, he said spin the blowers a little faster.
What they do is they speed the supercharger up to run a little bit faster to force more air, and just because the atmosphere has changed, they're trying to keep that boost regulated about 40 to 45 pounds all the time to adjust for those atmospheric conditions so they can make a consistent amount of horsepower from run to run.
Tim Richards, he cannot believe it. 4.65 seconds to a 4.68. The margin of victory, 11/1000th of a second. Dave Reef.
Johnny West is taking his driver David Baca to a final at his home racetrack.
Well, you know, David puts up with a lot of my crap throughout the whole week, and this is the only way that I can really pay him back. He's been a super guy to me all year. Finally, now I can produce for him.
Great to see.
While you're watching or talking to him, Dave, we're watching Baca tap dancing at the far end. He can't wait to get out of that helmet. Here's the incrementals.
This was just a great side-by-side drag race. Kenny had a slight advantage off the starting line, about 14,000ths of a second, was still ahead at 60 foot, but Baca had the numbers even early in the run, was able to get by on the other end. Just Johnny West had a great tune-up even with the cylinder out the finish line to run that 4.65 and get the win.
Bill?
Well, your first career final round, and I know you're a lot of things, but speechless ain't one of them.
Boy, howdy. I evened a lot of scores today. I went from 8th to maybe going on to 5th in my hometown. Golly gee, I tell you what, I want to thank you, Bill. It's been a long time, but you know what? I said I work hard for things. Things don't come easy for me, but it's not for lack of trying. I want to thank Waterloo, American Racing, Allstate Contract Floors, all the major builders in Northern California. Thank you. God bless St. Jude.
Remember, he is a second-generation racer. His dad, Dennis, raced here in the West Coast for many years.
And there is Rhonda's daughter, Megan, as Mommy's getting ready to take care of business and hopefully at her title sponsors event, punch out the points leader, Larry Dixon. Rhonda's burnout is complete. Larry will be over in the right lane. Rhonda's set a chance to go to her first Top Fuel final, and we talk about the Western swing. It's only been done by those three guys, Joe Amato, Corey McClenathan, John Force, and Larry Dixon looks to be the fourth member of that club. Parker?
Well, Marty, I've been following Larry Dixon and his crew back in the pits and the staging lanes. They operated with their usual calm and coolness. I asked both Donnie Bender and Dick LaHaye if they had made any changes. They, too, had sped up the blower for this round. Other than that, they haven't changed a thing. They expect the car to run a 459 to 460. But interestingly enough, one of the things that has changed is the wind. The wind is now blowing 10 to 15 miles an hour straight down the track from the finish line right to the start line.
Talk to John Smith right now. Rhonda getting ready to go to battle. Ask him what the plan was for this team. He says, just like everybody else, they're going to try not to just hand one over to Dick LaHaye and Larry Dixon. They think a mid to low 460 pass might get the job done. But again, guys, it comes back Dixon making a mistake.
Well, and it hasn't happened much. Remember, this is round 15. Dixon's already been in 10 finals this year.
Well, and even if they do run a mid to low 460, that'd be the best run of the week. And they ran a 466 in qualifying, which was good. But I'll tell you what, Larry Dixon's just been on a rail between a 458, 459, 460 if you go back into qualifying when he ran that first session.
No contest. 4.59 seconds, 321 miles an hour, and Dixon is going to his 11th final, his 58th in his career, and unreal. This is another one of those tracks. There's only 3 left where he's never won. He may narrow that to 2. Parker?
Mr. LaHaye, you told me a 459. Down there on the board it says 459. How do you do that?
I guess it's just, you know, when you've got the data and you can read it, and it tells, the car tells you what it wants, and we look back and say, well, gosh, you know, it ran a 59 or it ran a 60 flat. And we just adjust it like that and look at the racetrack and say, let's go see what happens. And lo and behold, it puts it up there.
Just like all greats in professional sport, he makes it look easy.
And he's got the lane choice in the finals. It'll be Larry Dixon over David Baca. We've got to take a commercial break, and when we come back, it'll be time for the semifinals in Funny Car here at the Fram Auto Light Nationals. Along with Mike Dunn, Bill Stevens, Dave Reed, Parker Johnson, I'm Marty Reed here at the Fram Auto Light Nationals. We're getting ready for Funny Car, but let's put a period on Top Fuel. Larry Dixon is with Bill.
Larry, you and your crew chief are Mondo Biondo. 459, just the way he called it.
You know, yeah, a lot of credit, all the credit goes to Dick LaHaye, everybody on the Miller Lite team. They're doing their job. I'm just trying to go up there, leave on the green, and not hit any cones or anything. It's just it's a great ride. Snake, he told me, I don't know, maybe a year and a half ago, it's like you need to enjoy the moment and take advantage of it while you can, because you never know, it might not ever come around. So that's what we're trying to do right now.
Nobody else is enjoying it except them.
In Top Fuel, that's for sure. In Funny Car, who's going to the finals? John Force, Gary Scelzi, or will it be Dean Scusa or Cruz Pedregon? Well, we're about to find out, because the motors have turned, and you can see that the Advanced Auto Parts car is coming out. As is that car. Meatloaf on the side, Dean Scusa at the wheel.
Dean Scusa and Brian Ferrati, the crew chief, have been doing a really good job on that race car. The car's been consistent and running very good numbers.
Cruz looking for his second final on the Western swing. Let's get more from Dave Reef.
Yeah, but one thing Brian Crotty felt after their 5-0 pass from the second round today is that they maybe left a little bit on the table. Of course, they were over in the right lane, so they're going to try to step it up just a little bit as they move over into the left lane, which might be a little more tricky for most teams, but they did remind me, too, that they did run a 493 in this lane in about these conditions yesterday afternoon, so that's what they're looking for here.
The body work up on Dean Scusa's car. Cruz making his way back to the starting line. This is a rematch of the semifinals at Denver, and Scusa's going to remember this one because he fouled out on that one.
Yeah, he's definitely going to remember that. And he's been a little bit cautious on his reaction time. He's been 0.90s on both of his rounds, which is a little bit slower than what he normally is when he's on his game. But he's been off his game a little bit. He's red lit at the last 2 races, so he's being a little bit cautious. He may try to push it a little bit here against Cruz, but he's got a good car. He doesn't want to push it too much and make a mistake, obviously.
Smoke at the far end. Meatloaf says, yeah, my car's going to the final. A 497 and 304. Dave, grab a hold of him before he goes skyward.
Hey, show a little excitement, Mr. Loaf.
Yes!
He's pretty pumped up about this. Not bad for a guy who was supposed to show up, hang out for about, 60, 70 minutes and then take off. You're addicted to this stuff now.
Oh, man. Yes, man! In the finals! Yes!
Could you have pictured it any other way today, though?
No, baby, no, man. We got superstitions going everywhere. Kissing this, crossing this way, sitting here, walking at this table, making sure we do that, do this. I've got my socks on backwards now and everything.
Wonder where he'll be for the final. I bet it's in the same spot.
Hey, Dave, let him know the last time Scusa went to a final was Gainesville, 2001.
What a great job for this team. I mean, Dean Scusa just right down the middle of the racetrack, kept her stuck in the groove, moved over a little bit to the wall towards the finish line, but by then he had good momentum. The car just straight and narrow, right down the racetrack. Very consistent race car today. Brian Corradi and the rest of the team, be proud of what they've done. A 496 in the first round, a 501, and this 497 right here, an excellent pass in the heat of the day.
And the reaction by Meatloaf. he may be hooked for life. We may be seeing him in a lot of drag races. And I guarantee you Scusa's going to want him there because he's a good luck charm. Talking about guys who are living a charmed life right now, John Force looking to go to his 5th consecutive final in Funny Car. And he'll have to get past Gary Scelzi to do it. Between the two of them, they've got 15 championships. John's 12 in Funny Car, Gary's 3 in Top Fuel. And as he does the burnout, we'll send it to Bill at the top end.
Well, a lot of Dean Scusa's fans know that he's an accomplished rock drummer. This is a match made in heaven. You're going to the final round with Meatloaf on your car.
It is. He was supposed to leave at 2, because he's a busy man, as we all know. He's got a big schedule, but so do we. And he says, I ain't going no damn where as long as this car's going around. It's running great. Brian Corradi, my crew chief, I mean, he's nervous because he's new, but I mean, he should be the most confident guy here. He's got the thing dialed in. Cornwall Tools, those distributors have been behind me like all year and for the past 3 years. Guys, thanks a lot. I appreciate it.
Let's see who you got.
And now Gary Scelzi. Scelzi beat John in round 1 back at Gainesville. And then John returned the favor at St. Louis on one matchup. And there is a Force family looking on.
Gary Scelzi, he's really looked good this race. That car has just been, basically a bracket car going down the racetrack every round. We saw John Force smoke the tires the round before, but I can guarantee you that Mike Neff and Gary Scelzi are not taking John Force lightly. You can't. The guy's won 12 championships, but they got to be confident because they have a very good car. Gary Scelzi, one of the best drivers in the business. You don't win 3 Top Fuel championships by being a slouch. He's very good.
The streak is over for Force. Gary Scelzi is going to the final. A 495 at 308 and a 502 for John Force. Parker.
I'm with tuner Mike Neff. Mike, it's like you guys just won the World Championship. A little bit of redemption there.
Yeah, we needed that. I mean, we got a good car this weekend. We had one last weekend, and I tell you, it really feels good. I'm happy for my guys that have been working so hard, Gary, and we really need a shot in the arm here.
Dave? Don Schumacher, your crew chief Mike Neff just mentioned you guys need a shot in the arm. It looks like you're getting it today.
We sure are. I mean, Mike's doing a great job. Gary's out there doing a phenomenal job, and we're here for Oakley, Matco Tools, the U.S. Army. All of my teams are out here together fighting this one out today. We're going to go out and try to win a drag race.
Gary Scelzi's second funny car final, the 40th of his career, and he will have lane choice by 2/100ths of a second over Dean Scusa. Let's go to the far end.
Gary Scelzi, correct me if I'm wrong, but in my opinion, that may have been the biggest round since you've been in a funny car.
Well, I'm not going to correct you if I'm wrong if I get my hat out of my head. You know what? You got to put yourself in an opportunity to win, and Mike Neff has worked his heart out on this Oakley Dodge, and I'm going to tell you, the guys at Dodge with the wind tunnel and everything, but this is a big moment for all of us, and you know, the race isn't won yet, but taking out John and taking out Bays and all these guys, this class doesn't lead you many windows of opportunity. We got one right now. We don't want to waste it, so let's hope it happens.
And Gary has moved into the top 10 in points, into that number 10 spot. And the top 10 get on the stage at the end of the year. Stay with us, Pro Stock, when we come back.
Welcome back to Sonoma. The Fram Autolite Nationals, the semifinals of funny car just wrapped up with John Force going down to Gary Scelzi. You won't get the sweep, John Force, but you're going to come out of the sweep a whole lot better than you went in.
Well, sweep's gravy, but that Gary Scelzi group and that old Hudson they got over there with Oakley, and they've worked real hard this year, and their old car ran. We made a miscalled maybe on the lane. You don't know, but hell, right ahead of us they ran good. But good bunch of guys, just rooting for all of them to be safe. And Scusa will give them some good race in the finals. But Petragon's still out there safe. I'm out there moving up, and Bays, he's just in Never Land right now. Don't know which way to go, but he'll figure that out because he's a good racer. And we're just excited for Ford Mac MB&A that I got a race car that helps older guys feel young again. Older cars, but it's okay.
Thanks, John. Time for the Pro Stock semifinals. Greg Anderson and Kurt Johnson going to go head-to-head, as are Jeg Coughlin and Alan Johnson. In fact, that's going to be our first matchup here on the track. Fourth time this year that these two have locked horns. Jeg beat Alan at Phoenix and at Gainesville. Alan returned the favor at Columbus.
Two of the best levers in the business on the starting line right now. They've both had great reaction times in the first two rounds. Very, very closely, evenly matched in that department. We'll see what happens here.
Advantage Coughlin. The win light Coughlin, 682 at 202, and Jeg is going to his second final in 3 races. He was first off the line and first to the stripe.
Yeah, 100th of a second advantage off the starting line. Not much movement on that steering wheel, hitting that gear shift all the way down. Got the point, pumping the fist because he knows he's got it. There it is, 200ths of a second right there at the finish line. That's the difference.
Jeg's fourth final of the year, his 46th of his career. And who's he going to face? Points leader Greg Anderson right there in the left lane, or the man who's number 2 in the points, Kurt Johnson. These guys have got a lot of history here in 2003. Greg, KJ won the first one in a matchup back at Gainesville. And then 4 straight by Greg Anderson. Dave Reef?
Marty, I know you're not going to believe this, but I had a chance to talk with both Greg Anderson and Jason Lime, one of his crew guys, about how they've approached their day. And believe it or not, they actually said they've been kind of conservative in the first couple of rounds, and they're going to continue with that conservative approach because, after all, the sun is starting to fade to the west now. Track conditions are coming back to this team, so as good as they've been, it's tough to believe they might be getting a little bit better here.
You know, one of the things, too, he had an 0.05 reaction time. In the past, Gray's worried about that because it's a little bit too close to red light. He's kind of slowed the clutch linkage down to slow that reaction time down. And it's kind of messed him up in the past, but I don't think it will this time. He's been doing a great job.
Oh, perfect light by KJ. And it's still not enough. 679, 203. Beats a 683 and a perfect light, and it's the 47th perfect light ever cut in pro competition. And Kurt, what else can he do?
I mean, he had a perfect light, but he only had 14,000 advantage. I mean, Greg Anderson was right there nailing the tree, too. But like you said, what can you do with that horsepower that they're producing out of Greg Anderson's car? I mean, it's just basically you get that jump and you don't hang on for very long and watch the car go by at the other end. There's a margin of victory, 26 thousandths of a second, just a little more than half a car.
And the points lead now goes up to 139 as Greg goes to his 8th final this year, the 20th of his career, and he's got lane choice over Jake Coughlin. Time now for Pro Stock Bikes, and you got Craig Treble and Gino Scali squaring off. In the other matchup, it'll be Andrew Hines and Michael Phillips. As we get right down on the starting line, that's the one we're going to see first. There is Michael Phillips, and Andrew Hines will be over in the left lane. Both of them, 002 off the line. Who's going to be at the stripe? It is Andrew Hines, 7:24. Meredith Schultz says, yes, we're going to the finals. 182 miles an hour, Dave Reef.
Down in the water box where Craig Treble is starting to warm up his Iron Eagle Suzuki, but I'm standing next to one of the most glorified Pro Stock bike riders of all time, Terry Vance, very much a part of this Screaming Eagle. Vance and Hines team, you got a big smile on your face.
Yeah, I really do, David. When we get to the final like this, it's a big deal, but you know, Harley never winning one of these races. I think the anticipation of it happening, everybody here, including us, is really excited about it happening. So it's going to be interesting to see who wins this round right here, who we end up facing.
There is something special in the air today, though.
Andrew going to his first ever Pro Stock Bike final. And hopefully, the Harley fans are saying, giving them their first ever win. Craig Treble, he won this event last year here. He's in the left lane. The points leader, Gino Scali, can really open the margin up over Angel Savoy and the rest of the field if he can win here and the final.
Great matchup here. Two bikes that are very evenly matched. 7:16 the previous round by Treble, 7:17 for Gino.
If something happens to Treble at mid-track, a 7:16 is going to be good enough for lane choice for the points leader, Gino Scali, and now his margin jumps up to 168 with still one more round of racing to go. Take a look at the matchup, and you'll see just the matter of the difference in the ETs. 7:16 beats a 7:24 in anybody's book here in Pro Stock Bikes. Stay with us. We're coming back. Back here at the Fram Autolite Nationals, it's round 15 of the NHRA Powerade Drag Racing Series, and it is time for the finals. Will it be David Baca or Larry Dixon in Top Fuel? Dean Scusa playing the tune for Meatloaf, for Gary Scelzi getting his first funny car win. How about Jake Coughlin or Greg Anderson, 3-1 in the points? And Andrew Hines trying to give Harley its first ever win, and Gino Scali, the points leader, trying to put it out of reach. And take a look at Scali's road to the final, and you can see just how good he has been this year. This will be, well, his third victory this year if he can get it. Fourth of his career. For Andrew Hines, to give you an idea, Harley has never won in Pro Stock Bike. There have been 219 Pro Stock Bike events. Here we go. Oh, Hines drifts to the center line, and Scali, 7:17 at 189 miles an hour. Andrew goes 7:26 at 180. Parker?
Well, he studied with Pro Stock Bike legend Paul Gass, Earl DeGlopper. Congratulations. This new team looks like it's taking the championship by hold of the throat here.
I don't know about that. There's a lot of good teams out here, and you can't underestimate anybody. The Harleys are going to run great. I got to thank Vance and Hines for the great power, PMFR for the great chassis. John, what a great job. Byron Hines, I can't say enough. Fast by Gas, everybody's been helping. Gino can ride the wheels off this thing. It's great. It's great.
Congratulations.
Hi, Joey K back home. He couldn't make the trip. Hi, we love you guys back in Chicago.
Take another look at the run. I mean, Andrew was right with him right there, Mike.
Was early, and then, like you said, he started drifting toward the center. Gino Scali, on the other hand, right down the middle of that lane. Little bobble there over that bump, but nice, clean pass. Good win for that team.
And Gino Scali now leads Angel Savoy by 188 points, Bill. There are the points right there as you get a chance to talk to him, Bill.
A lot of people back in the greater Chicago, Illinois area glad they stayed around till the end. What a day, Gino.
Oh, it's a day that it's almost unbelievable because, you know, the points, second in points, third in points go out the first round. You know, I got to give thanks to, you know, Powerade and NHRA for putting on a good show. This is fun out here. I'm starting to really enjoy this. The week off I had, I finally learned to relax a little bit and enjoy this. And, of course, Trim Techs and Craftsman Tools, you're the best.
You may be looking at a champion to be. Dave Reeve.
For Andrew Hines, that day still coming for Harley-Davidson's first win. It looked like the bike maybe got a little bit out of the groove.
Yeah, we swapped wheels off bikes. We took the wheel off GT's bike and put it on mine, and I don't know if it made it go crooked, but it was just driving hard left towards the end of the track, and I couldn't bring it back, and I saw Gino running out there on me, and I was like, all right, at least it's a Vance and Hines motor that won this race.
That's one good way of looking at it. We get ready for Pro Stock. You're looking at Greg Anderson. Boy, he can, with a win, take the lead in the points by 159, but he's got to get past Jeg Coughlin, the defending Powerade champion. These guys have been in the finals 4 previous times. Jeg has won 3 of those. But I don't know. I think you got to give the edge to Greg Anderson. He has been just quicker and faster every round and every session of qualifying, Michael.
And his driving's been very good. We talked about the last round when he had that 0.05 in the second round. In the past, he would have probably overcompensated for that. He is so calm, so cool and collective in this car. He just went out there and hit his 0.14 light. He's been very, very good. And boy, with that horsepower, he's going to be tough to beat. But if anybody can do it, Jeg Coughlin's the guy that can.
Both cars pre-staged. But the win light to Coughlin in a huge hole shot.
683 line, Johnny, what a hole shot, buddy. Great job, great job.
Jeg gets his...
It slowed down there on the big end. It just kept sneaking right, but we were able to pull this thing off, man. Hell of a job, guys. Something to be proud of, man.
683 is enough to do it, Parker.
I'm with co-crew chief Roy Simmons. Your man did it on the line when it's obvious to us here. He just took down the biggest and baddest. Well done.
Yes, he did. They're a very tough team over there. It's an honor to be in the final against them, but we've got a great job driver in Jaggy. We've got a great company to work for. They give me a great opportunity to work on it, and I appreciate it.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Jeg picks up his first win of the year, 32nd of his career, and there is the margin.
Boy, that's a big surprise. Greg Anderson's just been flawless all day long, but obviously in the final, something got to him. He definitely was late. Jeg Coughlin had 0.05 of a second advantage off of the starting line, and that's all he needed. You can't give up that much in Pro Stock, even when you got the horsepower of Greg Anderson, because this is just too close. On board with Jeg. You see him move the wheel a little bit early in the run. We heard him say moving down on the other end. So he got a little bit, moving just a little bit for him, but boy, he did a great job. That fist pump, he was happy.
Notice Jeg Coughlin with the win moves into 3rd place ahead of Warren Johnson in the points, and it's only 139 between Greg and Kurt. Let's go to the far end, Bill.
Jeg Coughlin Jr., we know how good that driver over there is and how quick that car is, but when you have almost 0.06 of a second advantage on somebody, they're not going to beat you.
Well, you certainly hope not. When you got a group like Team Jegs behind you, led by my pop and Roy Simmons and Clint and Rick, Woody, the whole gang, Tim just did an excellent job this weekend. And, you know, we're behind the gun a little bit. I've been struggling a little bit. And, you know, to get our first win here in Sonoma, this is the last track in Common Day that we needed to win on, and this just feels outstanding. You know, Greg's program obviously has just been shot by steroids over the last year or so, and for Team Jegs to bring home this win, Karen and Jaggy, man, thanks for sticking with me and giving me that fire under my belly to get me out here and win.
Greg Anderson, history repeats itself. Dave Reeve.
For Greg's second year in a row, you had this thing lost on a hole shot, doggone it.
I don't know what it is with this place, and I honestly did not think I was late. I don't know what it is. In the final up in Seattle last weekend, somehow I was late, and the preparation was the same. Felt great. I don't know what happened. It just wasn't meant to be, I guess.
And as we turn our attention back to the starting line, it is time for the Funny Car Final. And for the first time in 5 races, John Force isn't in it. Gary Scelzi looking for his first ever funny car win. Dean Scusa over in the left lane trying to take Meatloaf to the winner's circle in his very first effort.
Yeah, boy, paradise for Dean Scusa to be by the scoreboard win light right there. I'll tell you, he wants to win this really bad. Meatloaf is excited, obviously. But Dean Scusa and Brian Karate have been doing a very good job keeping that car consistent, not smoking the tires. It's what they got to do. Gary Scelzi, I mean, that car's been flawless this weekend. Just going down the track on every single run, running good numbers. This is going to be a great matchup.
There you see the elapsed times. Scusa's last funny car win, Maple Grove, back in 1998. Let's get more on Scelzi from Dave Reed.
Marty, I don't know if this is a foreshadowing of things to come, but I did find it ironic that down in the Scelzi hospitality area, what do you suppose they were having for their afternoon meal? Take a guess.
Meatloaf?
You nailed it. See what happens.
Oh, poor Meatloaf. There he is. He's nervous. I think he's more nervous than Dean right now. He's really gotten into this today. Sun beginning to set. You can see the shadows. Any factor here? Have you noticed that in the past?
Just makes the track a little bit better.
No problem for vision, though. Here we go. Funny car final. At the stripe, Scelzi in a great drag race. 495, 312 miles an hour. Scusa right there, 496 at 306, and look at the celebration. Parker?
Crew Chief Mike Neff, your first funny car victory. Gary Scelzi's first funny car victory. Vindication indeed.
Oh man, I'll tell you, this is a great day for all of us, and I gotta thank my wife for being a trooper and taking care of our family while I'm out here acting like a kid. And I'm just happy for Oakley, Gary, and all my guys that have worked so hard. This has been a day I'll never forget.
Great job. Don Schumacher, you've got your whole army out here. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. What a great job by this Oakley team. I mean, Gary Scelzi, Mike Neff, the whole crew. I mean, they just did a fantastic job. They've had a great race car here for a number of races. It finally came around for them. We got a win for them. That's the best thing in the world for Oakley, Chip Gennard, everybody out here. So it's a great day for Schumacher Racing.
When you've got the biggest team in the NHRA, they fill the start line.
As you take another look, Gary Scelzi has just made history. He is the only driver ever to win in Top Fuel, Funny Car, Top Alcohol Dragster, and Top Alcohol Funny Car, the 4 fastest classes.
And Gary Scelzi definitely knows how to win races. 200ths advantage off the starting line, carried that to the end. About 300ths of a second advantage at the finish line. And look at the crew. What a great win.
Take a look at the points chase now, and you will notice that in the championship battle, Tony Pedregon leads over Whit Bazemore's down to 44, 199 over John Force, and Scelzi has moved into 8th place, up 3 spots this weekend. And as he takes the helmet off, let's take a look at Gary as he climbed out of the car before we send it down to Bill. And I have a feeling there's going to be a flip here. Yeah, you got to give Gary his flip opportunity. Bill?
Gary Scelzi, I think it was just a little more than a year ago that you and I were talking about the fact that there were some people who didn't think you could drive one of those.
You know what? I've been through a lot, let me tell you, over the last 2 years. And there's been people that believe in me, and let me tell you, my team, Mike Neff, everybody from Oakley, all the guys in the team, Mike is a motivator. He worked for Joe Gibbs, and he has talks every night, you know, and tells us the guys did good or we need to pick it up somewhere. And I believe in Mike because he believes in me like nobody else. And let me tell you, Oakley got their first national event win. I got mine. Mike got his as a crew chief. Matco Tools, Gates Belts, Army, Lucas Oil. And like I said before, you guys at Oakley, you guys deserve this. Scotty Cannon, Lee Beard, Dan Olson, Alan Johnson. It's a team. It's work. And let me tell you, I am one happy little Italian right now. Love you, Mom.
Go, Dave.
Dino, you finally saw a car. Not the right time, though.
You're right. It was the first time all weekend I saw another car, but that's a good drag race for the fans. You know, I'm disappointed. Meatloaf, I wanted that win for him so bad. And, of course, Cornwell and Redline, but especially him. I mean, he's here. He's taking time out of his busy schedule, but, hey, we're in the right direction, thank God, you know.
As we go back to the starting line to get ready for our final race of the day, can Larry Dixon join this elite group? Only 3 have ever swept the Western Swing. And those are the three right there. John Force lost his opportunity in the semifinals to become the first ever to double. And what do you think? He's got to be given the advantage on paper.
Oh, he's definitely got the advantage on paper. I mean, this car has been consistent. It's been a consistent rocket ship. 459, 460. I mean, this thing's been incredibly consistent and fast. David Bach, on the other hand, I mean, he is pumped. He wants this win. Johnny West can give him a decent tune-up. I mean, this car's capable of running the 450s, but they haven't done it here this weekend. I think, you know, Johnny's going to try to step it up a little bit from the previous round where he ran the 465. Hopefully they can, you know, catch Dicko and LaHaye maybe making a little bit of a mistake, slow down and get the win. But it's going to be awfully tough to beat this car right here.
David's dad, Dennis, won Indy in 1977 in a final over Graham Light, of all people. He's now the Vice President of Operations for NHRA. Can he knock off Dixon? Final race of the day. Just too much, Larry Dixon. 4.64 seconds at 319 miles an hour. His 8th win of the year, 33rd of his career, Parker.
With Dick LaHaye, you've done it again. You've swept the Western Swing. I don't know what to say. It's with robotic precision this car goes down the track to make it look easy.
Well, you got to remember this, that I get all the credit, but it's the guys that work on it. I mean, it really is. It's Donnie Bender and the whole entire crew. They do the same thing every time. They're methodical about how they do it. The snake lets me have the money to do whatever I want to do, and Miller Brewery supplies it all. So what can I say other than the fact, thank God.
Well, they have one of the best teachers in the history of the sport, guys.
They certainly do, and he has earned his stripes. Take a look at the points. Wow, with 8 races left, Dixon now has a stranglehold. 310 back to Doug Kalitta. David Baca cracks up to the top 6. He moves up 2 spots with today's final round appearance. Bill?
Larry Dixon, we're not even going to talk about the championship race. You just enjoy this moment, sweeping the Western Swing.
I've never won 3 races in a row. That, you know, I had trouble winning 3 races in a season. Miller Lite, Mac Tools, Skoll, Lucas Oil, everybody did a great job. Dick LaHaye, he's the master, and I'm just thrilled to have him as my guy. And everybody on the team did a great job, and I'm just, you know, we won these 2 with Snake at home and taking care of Lynn and Donna, and that's enough, man. I'm just happy.
That says it all.
This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. For more, log on to ESPN.com. Larry Dixon sweeps the Western Swing. So long, everybody.